Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Tom Johnson begins now.
Good evening. Almost $500,000 in state government funding is unaccounted for following the shock cancellation of a brand new car expo at Longford. It's left a group of locals scrambling to come up with a replacement event in less than 2 months.
The Longford Grand Prix Expo promised a turbocharged experience for rev heads. Instead, it's been cancelled without explanation. Organisers of previous events have offered to jump back in the driver's seat, keen to keep the wheels in motion.
We don't really know what's happened. All we know is that we want the event to continue.
With just 7 weeks left, this small band of die-hard motorsport fans isn't waiting around for the green light to get cracking on the new festival.
We felt it important today to have a planning meeting because if we do get the go-ahead, we need to hit the ground running.
Hailed as a bigger and better way to celebrate the town's unique racing history, the Longford Grand Prix Expo was given $450,000 in government funding last year. Now, organiser DX Industries, who black flagged the event, has gone to ground, not responding to requests for comment, with the government saying it's working to determine the funding status. In the meantime, old hands have big plans to take over Woolmer's estate for the March long weekend, celebrating historic links with the World Heritage Site.
Of course, motor racing started in historic homesteads around Tasmania.
They're hoping to bring in some of the state's rarest old cars out for crowds to enjoy.
And this year we'll be bringing out from the museum, my museum, a lot of cars that people have never seen, felt or touched.
The group is still in limbo, waiting for the stars to align on a number of issues. But they say they're up for the challenge.
I think with the group of people and the support that's already been offered to us by a lot of people, I really think that, no, it's fine. We can do it.
Hoping to drive a better outcome for Tasmania's motoring fans. Annie Green, 7 Tasmania News.
There's a renewed push to shift the Hobart City Council's Australia Day citizenship ceremony away from January 26. Those in support say it makes the event solely about celebrating our new citizens, but it will affect one much-loved local drawcard.
Once a mainstay of Australia Day, an annual Hobart citizenship ceremony could be on the move.
If we're to ask the simple question, is it being celebrated or the ceremony itself on a day that's inclusive, the simple answer is no.
At Monday's Hobart City Council meeting, a proposal to hold the ceremony in the days either side of January 26 will be considered.
It enables those who actually receive their citizenship to have it solely as a celebratory day for them and recognising their allegiance to the country.
From my perspective, what really matters is celebrating those people becoming citizens. I'm less concerned about the date on which that occurs.
It follows a similar but ill-fated push in 2017. The then federal government forced councils to hold ceremonies on January 26 or lose the right to hold them at all. A rule reversed by Anthony Albanese, giving them the choice.
It's a core part of the regatta, and what it does is it adds a real multicultural flavour to the event.
The ceremony has long been hosted as part of the Sandy Bay Regatta.
We're just waiting on the decision. We would really like to keep it going, keep the relationship going.
If this motion does actually go through council, it will definitely be something that we'll be partnering with the Sandy Bay Regatta to understand their needs and their concerns and how to address that.
They're not the only local council considering shifting dates. This will be the last year Launceston holds a ceremony on January 26. Josh Duggan, 7 Tasmania News.
Police are investigating after a fire caused $150,000 worth of damage to a Tasmanian primary school. Emergency services were called to Riverside Primary early this afternoon. The blaze started in a rubbish bin and spread to the roof space. In addition to smoke and water damage, electrical cabling has also been destroyed. Witnesses have been interviewed and CCTV is being reviewed. A man has been injured after a boat explosion at a Derwent Park boatyard. It's understood he was working in the hull when the incident occurred just after 2:30 this afternoon. The man in his 50s was taken to the Royal Hobart Hospital with serious burns. The cause is being investigated. Last year's road toll has grown after a driver involved in a crash late last year died in hospital, taking the 2022 road toll to 51. The Road Safety Advisory Council pleading with road users to heed safety messages after the deadliest year on our roads since 2009. Out of the 26 serious crashes so far this year, None of them involve visitors to the state. Tasmanian wakeboarders have hit the water for the first competitive event of the year. The action-packed aquatic sport is gaining traction with more people looking for an adrenaline hit.
If you're looking for thrills or spills, there's one sport that leaves all others in its wake.
Just the freedom on the water, like you're on the water gliding across the water, you just do whatever you want. Like, it's just the freedom of being on it.
The Tasmanian wakeboarding competition season kicked off today in the Upper Derwent at New Norfolk. 30 riders from beginners to pros making a splash. Their high-flying acrobatics scoring points with judges on 3 criteria.
How good you do the trick, how well the pass is put together, and how big the tricks are, really.
Jessie Morley is one of the Tasmanian pros and will represent Australia at the Oceania Games.
I've been wakeboarding for 14 years, I think, and then I've been riding pro level for 2 years now.
The club is slowly growing with 15 new members this year. Alongside competitive events, there's also training days for young talent.
We had the world #1 wakeboarder come over and coach our kids, and we've got some awesome local coaches as well, which coached our young riders.
It feels awesome to when you land your first ever trick that you've been trying for a really long time.
Readying themselves to take off. Josh Duggan, 7 Tasmania News.
Lunar New Year celebrations are kicking off across the state as the community prepares to welcome in the Year of the Rabbit. Families and friends are set together for a special meal to celebrate and contemplate the year ahead.
It's a new start for everyone. Everyone believes on the first day, if you've done well, the whole year you'll do succeed and excel in yourself.
Chinese New Year runs for the next 10 days. Jack Jumpers coach Scott Roth says his side is moving on after storming past the Cairns Taipans in a thriller last night. In a seesawing match, Cairns appeared to have overcome Tasmania late in the final quarter before a Jack McVeigh-led surge helped the Jack Jumpers score a much-needed victory.
A vital away win as the road to the finals narrows.
That was a finals level physicality and a finals level game, and it was fun to be a part of.
When you win on the road, I've said it a million times, you just stay humble and move on and be happy that you got out of the building.
The first half, a low-scoring slog, with the Taipans on top early.
Ben Air inside, lays it up with the left hand.
Tasmania finding their feet after the first break. A 20-point to 13 second term giving them a half-time lead.
Hogue stripped of the ball. Swift hands by Doyle. Kenyon lays it up.
The second half was electric. A mid-quarter burst saw the Jackies surge ahead by 15 points.
Nice pass from Majet, has a wide open Fabian Krislovic.
Before the Taipans reeled them back in through Quall and DJ Hogue. The Snake Pit coming alive as Cairns' 15-point deficit turned into a narrow lead.
Cairns have scored off their first 2 trips down the floor. Hogue for the lead.
The Jack Jumpers finding themselves under pressure as the Taipans' defence tightened their grip, forcing unusual mistakes.
Majet had it stolen away by Quall.
The game appeared to be slipping away, but Jack McVeigh was calm and collected. 2 big threes from him swinging the game back in Tassie's favour.
McVeigh open. Yes, sir. Tasmania
Yes, sir.
lead.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah, he hit some big ones tonight. But guys stepped up all across the board.
Milton Doyle, another to step up when it mattered.
Doyle from long range. Milton Doyle, that's massive.
That bomb, the sealer. Tasmania snapping Cairns' post-Christmas winning streak. With 3 games left, the Jack Jumpers' fate is in their own hands. John Hunt, 7 Tasmania News.
Hobart's soccer community has turned out in droves for the city's inaugural A-League fixture. Thousands lining up outside North Hobart Oval for Western United's double header. Inside, United showed why they lead the women's competition, defeating Brisbane Roar 2-0. Star import Jess McDonald in the thick of the action, setting up both goals.
Challenge, and here is Jess McDonald looking to drive in. It's a ball across the face of the goal, almost in the back of the header, and it is in for Western United.
In the men's, it was Sydney FC doing all the early attacking, but both sides couldn't be separated at half-time. Late in the second half, it's 0-0. It wasn't a happy night for the Hobart Hurricanes, with their BBL finals chances suffering a massive blow. Bowling first against the Heat, the Hurricanes started well and had them 3 for 68 after 11 overs. Matt Renshaw and Sam Hain then combined, helping steer Brisbane clear of danger as they set Hobart a target of 163 to win. In reply, the Canes had a poor start.
McDermott, who's gone! Michael Neeser shows he's too quick and too good. Crawley tries something similar and he's nicked it.
Veteran Matthew Wade steadied the ship with 45, keeping the Hurricanes in touch. But when he went, the chase fizzled out. Despite some late hitting from Tim David, the Canes fell 12 runs short. They have 2 games left and must win both to have any chance of playing finals. In the WNCL, Tasmania has thrashed the ACT just days after a shock loss to them. Batting first, Tigers openers Lizelle Lee and Elise Villani shared a 97-run stand. Nicola Carey also smashed 70 from 87 balls, as Tasmania reached 7 for 286 from its 50 overs. In reply, the Meteors made a bright start and seemed destined to make the chase interesting. However, a middle-order collapse put an end to their chances.
So Sutcliffe on strike and... oh, she's chopped it on. She defended it with soft hands.
The ACT losing 9 for 101, eventually bowled out for 197. Tasmania cruising to an 89-run win. They remain third on the ladder. And a horse sharing the name of a Pakistani cricketer has bowled over the opposition in the Miners' Rest Cup on King Island. The Tony McAvoy-trained Afridi making its move on the turn, edging ahead late to seal a famous win.
And here's Afridi finishing off strongly. It's Never a Stand in front. Afridi the outside trying hard. Never a Stand and Afridi, the favourite, arrives in time. Afridi won the cup.
Special guest Bruce McAvaney among the thousands in attendance, the legendary broadcaster, an odds-on favourite to return.
I'll come back again and I'll feel a relationship with this club and with this island and this community.
The owners leaving King Island with a cool $20,000. A great event indeed.
Good evening everyone. 24 degrees in Launceston today, Devonport 22 and 21 in Hobart and Burnie. Across the state, friendly beaches and ooze the top of 25 degrees, 24 on Flinders Island, King Island and Smithton 23, 22 in Lowhead, St Helens and Grove and 15 in Lyowini. Convective low-level cloud can be seen bubbling over most of the state this afternoon, driven by afternoon heating and inland wind convergence. Further out, clear skies are over most of South Australia and the southeast of Western Australia, with convective cloud forming elsewhere. Isolated thunderstorms developed about the west, north and east of the country. Tomorrow, a ridge can be seen to the south of Tasmania between multiple high centres to the east, south and west of the state. Another ridge remains over the south of the mainland, with a trough over the north reaching down into Victoria. Northeasterly winds tomorrow 5 to 15 knots in the east, turning southeasterly in the west. Showers in the south tomorrow with Hobart reaching 20, 22 in Richmond, ooze a top of 25. A shower or 2 and 25 in Launceston, Devonport mostly sunny and 23, 23 also in Deloraine. 21 degrees in Burnie tomorrow, partly cloudy and 23 in Strawn, Curry 21. And in the east 22 in St Helens, showers and 21 in Swansea and Whitemark, partly cloudy and 23. And the UV tomorrow is very high 10s across the state. Looking on to Monday, showers developing, most likely inland during the afternoon. Afternoon showers again on Tuesday inland with possible thunderstorms, and on Wednesday light showers about the northwest, increasing over central, western and southern areas. 34 in Perth tomorrow, Adelaide 30, Melbourne and Sydney both 25, partly cloudy and 28 in Brisbane and 34 degrees in Darwin. Currently Hobart cloudy and 17 degrees, partly cloudy and 22 in Launceston and Devonport 19 and mostly sunny, and that's Saturday night's weather, Tom.
And that's all your news for now. Thanks so much for joining us. I'll see you tomorrow night. For now, have a great evening.